I got engaged to a blind Duke. Episode 181. It was a peaceful day with warm sunshine. Bunny rolled around on the ground, basking in the sunlight with its entire body. As if it had learned this behavior from somewhere. While leisurely enjoying the sunshine, Bunny's ears suddenly perked up. After straightening its body and staring into the distance, it quickly ran into the mountain. Al, who had been watching from the shadows, also got up. Following orders not to stop Bunny from returning to its original habitat, he simply followed behind. If this demon beast could return to its original place without encountering people, the mission would be complete. As Bunny ran faster and faster, Al also picked up speed. "Please save us. Please save us." Sob. Just then, the terrified voices of children could be heard from far away. Startled, Al turned toward where the children's voices came from, but Bunny, who had been running ahead, was already heading in that direction. Growl. When Bunny arrived at the open field and made a threatening sound, the gray wolf in front of the cave slowly turned around and bared its teeth. Saliva dripped from between the wolf's fierce fangs. "Please save us." Sob. The children's crying was flowing out from inside the cave. Fortunately, the cave entrance was small, so the gray wolf couldn't get inside. The gray wolf wrinkled its snout and raised its jaw with fierce eyes flashing. A wood dash. It was a call for its companions. Growl. Bunny's teeth grew long as it showed aggression toward the wolf. When Bunny charged straight at the gray wolf, the wolf nimbly stepped aside. The positions of Bunny and the gray wolf switched. Bunny positioned itself as if protecting the children in the cave and roared fiercely at the gray wolf. Growl. The large gray wolf prowled in front of Bunny with eerie eyes, as if searching for an opening. Shadow Al couldn't hide his confusion as he watched the standoff before his eyes. While following orders to stay by its side, he knew that Bunny didn't reveal its demon beast nature to Lady Marin and those around her. But it came to rescue children after hearing their screams from afar? A demon beast? Was that Bunny really a demon beast? It felt like the common sense that demon beasts attack people was being destroyed. Al pushed aside his complicated thoughts and went beside Bunny to check the cave. "Kids, are you okay?" "Mister." A child covered in tears peeked out from the cave and called to him. It was the young boy he had seen in front of the cabin a few days ago. "Are you hurt anywhere?" "No." "Rabbit." Growl. The girl he had seen before poked her head out next to the young boy and cheered for Bunny. Shadow Al was speechless at the ironic situation of a child cheering for a demon beast and focused on the front. Meanwhile, 2 more gray wolves had arrived. When there were 3 total, the gray wolf that appeared to be the leader howled so loudly that the forest echoed. Croak. As if that was the signal, all 3 charged at once. 2 headed for Bunny, and 1 rushed at Al. The moment Al tried to slash the gray wolf with his sword, the wolf twisted its body in midair and dodged. When he glanced at Bunny, he saw it grab one gray wolf and pierce its torso with its teeth. Yelp. The gray wolf with its belly pierced screamed. Then another gray wolf swung its front paw widely at Bunny. Bunny threw the gray wolf it was holding straight at its charging companion. Yelp. The gray wolf hit by its companion rolled on the ground together. The gray wolf that had been facing Al seemed worried about its companions and ran toward them. The 3 gray wolves watched Bunny while slowly backing away, then turned around and fled. Al watched until they were out of sight before putting his sword back. Al spoke toward the inside of the cave. "It's safe now. You can come out." At his words, the familiar young boy came out first with a dubious expression. The girl followed closely behind him. "Is it really okay?" A young boy's voice full of tears could be heard from inside the cave. "Yes. It's okay." Al, who had answered the frightened child quite kindly, turned his head and his eyes widened. The small girl was reaching out her hand as if to touch Bunny Bunny's back. Dawn dash, I like the rabbit. It was too late. Al quickly drew his sword again and aimed it at Bunny. Bunny. He saw Bunny Bunny, whose teeth had returned to normal, glance at the girl clinging to it with an annoyed expression. But that was only for a moment, and soon it obediently offered its back to the child. At that sight, Al slowly lowered the sword in his hand. He couldn't understand just protecting the children, but it stayed still even when a child approached and clung to it. The lengthening teeth was a characteristic of the demon beast Bunny Bunny. So the Bunny Bunny before his eyes was definitely a demon beast. But why wasn't the demon beast attacking people? Minnie. Brother, what? Minnie, who had been grabbing Bunny Bunny's fur and struggling to climb its back, turned her head. Dangerous. But Ronnie couldn't finish his words. Was it really dangerous? If that rabbit hadn't come, they would have inevitably become the wolves' meal. Minnie, who had finally succeeded in climbing onto Bunny Bunny's shoulders, burst into clear laughter. It's dangerous, Minnie. Come down. Ronnie looked at his brave younger sister and timidly tried to stop her. It wasn't that the rabbit was dangerous, but that height looked very dangerous. Just then, Bree and Joseph, who had been clinging together in the cave, poked their heads out. Ronnie, did the wolves really leave? With a tear-stained face, Joseph quickly looked around and carefully came out of the cave. Yeah. Wah. I wet my pants. Meanwhile, Bree burst into tears again. Joseph and Ronnie comforted Bree, who was only poking his face out from the cave entrance. They had almost wet themselves too. Bree, it's okay. We'll keep the secret. Ronnie was the first to comfort him maturely. Yeah. We were scared too. Thanks, guys. Ronnie turned his gaze to the man in black clothes standing off to one side. Thank you for saving us. Don't climb the mountain for a while. Yes. Ronnie answered glumly with a face full of guilt. There really were wolves just like the adults had said. If the rabbit and the man hadn't come, it would have been a real disaster. If someone had gotten hurt, it would have been his fault for telling the children there were no wolves. I'll escort you to the bottom of mountain. The man in black clothes spoke bluntly, but he was more reliable than anyone. Bree, come out. Guys, pull me out. Bree asked with a flushed face. Okay. Ronnie and Joseph answered simultaneously. Having gone through a life-or-death crisis together had strengthened their friendship. Only after Ronnie and Joseph each grabbed one of Bree's hands and struggled for a while did the child pop out. Bree, now outside, still looked around fearfully with hunched shoulders. Joseph stuck close beside him. He seemed still scared too. After Ronnie looked over his friends once, he looked at the man with a ready expression. When the man stepped forward, the rabbit moved along too. Minnie, who was still clinging to the rabbit, burst into giggles as if having fun. The rabbit glanced back with an annoyed expression. That rabbit had quite a variety of expressions. As Ronnie observed the rabbit with curiosity, he saw the rabbit supporting Minnie with one hand so she wouldn't fall. Everyone standing behind saw that scene. Ronnie's eyes widened in surprise and he looked back at the man. The man, whose eyes were the only visible part, also showed clear signs of bewilderment. Sir, isn't that rabbit dangerous? I cannot answer that. Yes. I understand. Ronnie made his own judgment and nodded. The man said he couldn't answer, but the rabbit didn't look dangerous at all.